Hey, everybody, it's Zarina, host of Operations Unfiltered, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of influencer and talent management. Listen, I know how awkward it can be to make new friends, especially in this era of no new friends. And as a busy creative and mom, I've definitely had moments where I've craved a real connection but didn't know where to get started. That's why I love what Ty's Garden is doing. It's more than a brand, it's a whole movement. From Pilates flows and self care workshops to social mixers and retreats, they're curating wellness experiences that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. So, whether you're riding solo or showing up with your best girls, Ty's Garden creates the space for you to actually breathe, connect, and bloom. So, if you're craving clarity, community, or just a fresh start, here is your sign, sis. Follow at Ty's Garden on Instagram. That's at TYSGARDEN, or visit tysgarden.com to see what's blooming near you. Welcome back to Operations Unfiltered, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of influencer and talent management. I'm your host and your favorite marketing project manager girly, Zarina. And today we're talking money moves, political tea, and what this all means for your favorite small business and your upcoming influencer deals. This week, we're breaking down the project management and marketing impact of tariffs. Yep, you heard me correctly. We're talking tariffs, those boring sounding taxes that will seriously impact your Shine cart, your content creation calendar, and those upcoming influencer deals. Honestly, these tariffs are impacting everybody's coins. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Operations Unfiltered. You may have heard about the impact of increased tariffs on Chinese imports, but let's break down what that really means, especially if you're in the business of creating, curating, or shipping content driven products. I tune into The Skim, the Today Show every morning, and I've been hearing retail giants like Shein and Temu have already announced price hikes on everyday goods. The reason why is the US is rolling back the tariff exemption on imported goods under $800. So those budget-friendly bulk orders and low-cost accessories that we all know and love, they're about to get super taxed. So what does that mean for you, the everyday consumer, the content creator, the influencer? Well, if you are one of those people, or even a small business owner who sells physical products or even just promotes them, this definitely directly impacts your operations. I'm talking lashes, tech equipment, hair tools, wig caps, ring lights, packaging, and even your branded merch. If your vendors' costs go up due to tariff, guess who eats that increase? We do. Or worse, the audience that you're serving is forced to eat that cost. So let's zoom out with the project management lens. Number one, forecasting is going to be key. This is your sign to reevaluate your supply chain. Build in some financial cushion now so you're not caught slipping later. Also, if you're thinking about launching something new, maybe take a pause and check out those vendor quotes because a tiny increase per unit can truly snowball into a big margin squeeze if you don't plan for it. Think of people like Jai Nice, who a lot of consumers complain about the cost of her clothing and her cooking equipment. However, they don't think about the impact of taxes and tariffs. So just think about that. Honestly, what it boils down to is this is the moment where preparation meets protection because your business really depends on it. Marketing in this new tariff world isn't just about rising costs, it's truly about positioning. And if you've been marketing luxury at a bargain price, it might be time to rethink that strategy. For example, those $9.99 wig installs or $20 tech hauls from overseas, they're about to cost a little bit more. And so is the story you tell around them. So back to that example, creators who've built their brand on affordable dupes from platforms like Shein or AliExpress, they might need to pivot their messaging highlighting different types of values. On the contrary, small business owners who use drop shipping or overseas vendors, you can expect delays, shipping cost increases, or thinner margins. But here's where you can adjust. Transparency builds trust. Let your audience in on what's going on. A quick behind the scenes reel explaining why your prices might shift or why a favorite product is out of stock doesn't make you look unprofessional. It makes you look like a real person. Some examples I can give you are the owner of Ivory Paper Company. I think her name is Elitsa Stinson. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, but I follow her and she's been super open and honest with her audience. She shares everything from her budgeting situation, why her products were still available at Target amidst the DEI rollbacks. So that kind of authenticity creates loyalty amongst your customers. Also, if you're not following Melissa Butler, the genius behind the lip bar, you should be. Her candid conversations about the supply chain delays and cost increases are truly a masterclass in showing up as a founder while educating your customers. So you don't have to have all the answers, but you do need to communicate clearly and consistently because honesty is the new influencer strategy. Now, if your head is spinning with all this information, with all the constant news coverage, the consistent reminders that we're headed towards a recession, I get it. Trust me, I'm hyperventilating one day at a time as well. But I love a good action item because I feel like action items help us break down these huge problems into bite sized sprints that we can accomplish. So, with that, I want to leave you with three action items that can help you whether you're managing a full scale brand or you're just building your personal platform. Number one, audit your vendor list. If you sell products, where are your products coming from? And have you researched a US based alternative? Number two, build a what if pricing model. Map out how a 10% or even a 25% increase can affect your margins. And a little 2.5, make sure you're monitoring the cost of how much you're spending on running your business. I know for me, every quarter I look through all of my expenses to see where I'm spending too much and then I adjust going forward for the next quarter. You could do that monthly or whatever cadence aligns best with you. And number three, make sure you communicate openly and smartly. Maybe you could come up with some canned messaging in emails or social posts that explain things like price adjustments in a human and clear way so that people can understand you. Nothing says being professional like being ready before the storm hits. So, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Keep that in mind. One of the reasons I love having a podcast, or what I like to refer to as my audio journal, is the fact that I get to unpack real life situations. Another situation that I'll touch on today is a question or a thought that I typically bring up with almost every guest that's ever appeared on Operations Unfiltered. It can be summarized by the following statement: I post brand collabs on Instagram and TikTok, but I also do storytelling content and trend recaps. I don't know if I should call myself a content creator or an influencer. Is there even a difference? Honestly, this one comes up so much on my timeline, you wouldn't believe it. I don't know if my algorithm is set to just show me these type of responses or discourse, but in my honest opinion, I do think that there's a difference, but it's nuanced. Here's how I break it down. In my view, a content creator means you're focused on creating high value content that educates, entertains, or inspires someone. Think of things like tutorials, vlogs, get ready with me, day in the life, commentary, or simply just like aesthetics video. And these are done whether or not there's a brand deal attached. Now, an influencer, on the other hand, that means you influence decisions. Your audience buys the mascara, books the trip, or tries the new restaurant because you said so. They trust you to guide them. So, honestly, the light bulb moment here is you can be either, both, or somewhere in between. But being clear on which one you lead with helps shape your brand identity, your pitch strategy, and of course, the thing we all love, it informs your rate sheet. You don't have to fit perfectly in a box, but it helps to know which box you're building from. As always, I truly appreciate you joining me for this episode of Operations Unfiltered. Whether we're talking tariffs, timelines, or TikToks, you deserve to feel empowered behind the scenes of your brand. And I hope that I helped you with that. If this episode made you think, laugh, or open a new spreadsheet, do me a favor. Please share it, rate it, and tag me on the Operations Unfiltered Instagram. That's at Operations Unfiltered. And until next time, remember to make it a great day or not, the choice is always yours.